All I am is a man. I want the world in my hands. I hate the beach, but I stand in California with my toes in the sand. Use the sleeves of my sweater.
Welcome back to America Tonight in this edition of It's Your Business. Very excited to welcome, she's in our virtual green room right now, probably not sweating it out. I'll explain that. Kendra Dorsam is with us, and she is a full-time mom and founder of No Sweat Life. I love that, No Sweat Life. And it's all about being, and I talk to entrepreneurs all the time, and I love I love entrepreneurial moms, and because I think it's, and my mom was that way. I think my brother Patrick and I learned some fabulous lessons from her, and there are a lot of women that are teaching their kids some valuable things, especially as we move into kind of a different world. If anything, small businesses are growing and entrepreneurism is flourishing. We see that from Shark Tank and from all kinds of things that are happening, which I think, frankly, are incredibly exciting. Kendra, thanks for hanging with us here on ATN.
Well, thanks so much for having me, Kate.
So yeah, I like that. I like that reaction in the background. That was good. It's real. I love that. And see, that's the cool thing. So what is it? What is it now? Am I right about that? Are you seeing that among your own friends, or you probably hear stories all the time? Are we seeing more women go into an entrepreneurial endeavor?
You look at the cover couple months back of Newsweek, I think it was, where they talked about, highly educated postgraduate women leaving more traditional work roles because out of choice. And I think, entrepreneurialism in a lot of ways is an attractive alternative because it does have some of the built-in flexibility. It presents, obviously, a different set of challenges and opportunities, but for sure, I think I'm seeing a lot of, moms and women choosing something that provides them a little bit more flexibility. So.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. And it's funny, if you have your own business, if you own your own business, which I mentioned, I saw that from my mother. Is it the right thing to do? Is it a good idea to hire the kids? Let them see how they can handle the responsibility. Is that a good thing to pursue? And what are the tricky areas of navigating that?
Well, now I should add a major caveat going in. My kids are still grade school age, so
right.
This perspective may change. But, I think it's a bit of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it's very beneficial to the kids of entrepreneurs to see and hear just the discussions that go on about and the worldview that things are an opportunity and a risk and the rest of it. Now, marching them into your own environment and giving them sort of a pre-prescribed role for how to do things may seem a little bit like a little too easy on one hand, but I think that there are ways to encourage them to do things on their own as well, entrepreneurial type work, even at a young age. That doesn't necessarily have to be in your own business.
Yeah, and I would imagine with kids, because as you know this, it's about the buy-in and I think the fun and whatnot. Are there games that you can create that kids can sort of play that would show some of those lessons of being an entrepreneur?
Well, we, for example, often talk about, wouldn't it be a great summer job to do X, Y, Z, something that is age appropriate for them, and that they can get a sense of accomplishment out of. I think, even very young kids forever have loved having lemonade stands or whatever
Yes.
it is.
Uh-huh.
Because really, from an entrepreneurial spirit perspective, you want them to get the charge out of feeling a sense of accomplishment in having done something themselves that they think is ingenious and that they sort of see through as well. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely. We're speaking with Kendra Dorsam, and she is a full-time mom and founder of No Sweat Life. So tell us about No Sweat Life. Tell us about your brand.
Well, it started out of my love and practice of yoga, and our first product really was a eco-friendly laundry detergent to get the musty odors out of sporting equipment caused by bacteria. So it's obviously ubiquitous across a lot of different sports, anybody really who works up a sweat. And then we really, from there, branched off into other products that also have an eco-focus, but are performance, offer unparalleled and excellent performance. So the brand values really grew up around my own priorities, and it's been amazing to be able to work at something that I also really enjoy. So.
Yeah, and see, there's the key thing. I say this all the time to people. It's when someone tells you, "Hey, I have a great idea. Oh, you can make millions of dollars doing this." It's sometimes that is a kind of a false sense of where you can go with something. It's when you have passion about it that you really see things start to thrive around you, or you enjoy what you love doing. And since yoga is your bag, this is a great question. What's yoga like for kids? I mean, I would imagine that could be a really calming thing for children, plus the incredible benefits of exercise, that yoga offers. Do you find that?
Yeah, and really, I mean, I think that has been a key takeaway over and above. It's been great for my own mental entrepreneurial development, but also for something that I would really like to pass along to my kids. And really that's a mindfulness that comes, yes, from yoga, but also from dance and martial arts and anything really that is a combination of physical and detail-focused mental practice. And, if your kids love yoga, that's great, but it also, I think, can be developed through a multitude of other activities that are more individual sports that focus on attention to detail and really your mind-body development.
Yeah. It's interesting because I just said this to you and you said it yourself about being able to do what you love to do. And I sort of touched on this, but which way is it? Is it better to teach your kids the virtues of hard work or the virtues of doing work that you love? There's the $1 million question.
And I'd love to have it both ways.
Yeah.
Really, I think you kind of have to try to instill, and obviously my jury of 3 is still out, and they'll get back to you in 20 years to let you know how well I've done. But they have to love. Hopefully, you can provide them the space, and that's something certainly that's a key tenet of yoga is to sort of par back. We live in a world where people feel, certainly my peers feel, like they have to put their kids into every single sport and music lesson and whatever else available so that their child doesn't lag behind. And really, I think what you need to be able to develop that love and creativity is space and time, benefit of time to just let yourself process what it is that you do love. So we try and par back some of the activities, and there's a level of confidence that the kids and you as a parent need to be able to say, that's okay. They don't have to be in everything, even if they may not keep lockstep with all of their peers in every single activity. So I think, that's a really important part, but then also teaching the value of hard work, because there's lots of people who have great ideas, and really at the end of the day, you can have a wonderful idea, but you need to be able to execute on it as well. And that's just lots of legwork when you're starting your own business. It certainly normally doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, that's so true, because it's so easy to give up, throw up your hands and say, oh, I can't do this. I need to do a more traditional route. And usually when you find out the stories of even they're super successful wherever they are, entrepreneur, you find out what really went into what they had to do to make that happen. So what's next for No Sweat Life? What do you hope to do with your brand? Because you have fitness products. What would you like to jump into next?
Yeah. Well, our detergent really is the right now the main product in the lineup, and so we're launching that into grocery, which makes it more accessible for customers, but also is a bigger market for us. And then we're trying to identify additional opportunities, but categories that are also not oversaturated. So we love yoga, and we'll obviously continue to be working in that area, but also looking at additional sports-specific cleaning products like a treatment for yellowing underarm stains caused by sunscreen and so forth that you see in a lot of tennis environments, et cetera. So lots of plans in the works right now.
I love that. Send me that product. I play tennis. Send me that product when you get that done, because I see it everywhere. Even with the women who are awesome at keeping their stuff really nice. Sometimes, you like that outfit, you don't realize, whoa, what happened under this arm? Crazy. Kendra Dorsam, what a delight. Founder and president of No Sweat Life. Thanks for jumping on with us.
Thanks so much for having me, Kate.